What's going on, everybody, and what a weekend of football that was. Week 3 was absolutely awesome. My name is Andrew, and welcome to Water Cooler Quarterback, where we act like we know things about football. In today's video, we are going to break down a few of Week 3's most interesting storylines. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's jump in and take a look at some of the major takeaways from this past weekend of football. First up, the Miami Dolphins are simply the best team in football. We just saw the first 70-point performance since 1966. Heck, back then we were still in Vietnam. Martin Luther King Jr. was advocating for civil rights, and a gallon of gas cost 32 cents. Needless to say, this was a generational performance by Tua and company. Mike McDaniel is a freaking genius. There's no other way to put it. This team had 726 yards of offense. 726! And the coolest part about that is almost exactly half of it came through the air, and the other half came on the ground. There's absolutely no way to stop this offense. If you stack the box to stop the run, they'll just throw it over your heads for a 60-yard touchdown to Tyreek Hill. And what's crazy is they did all of this. They got all those points, got all those yards without this team even being in its final form. They didn't have Jalen Waddle yesterday, and Vic Fangio's defense was getting turnovers left and right even without Jalen Ramsey. So all signs point to the Dolphins not even being at their peak yet. Outside of them being able to move the ball so effectively on the ground and through the air, the thing that impressed me most about this Dolphins offense is that every single score came from the offense. They reached 70 points without any fluky pick sixes or punt returns. They scored 10 touchdowns on offense. This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't a fluke. This is just an unbelievable offense playing as well as an offense could play. So I feel genuinely sorry for anybody that has to play the Dolphins because they are the best team in football, bar none. Now, what's really been sticking out to me over the past couple of weeks, but really here in Week 3, is that the rookie quarterback for the Houston Texans, CJ Stroud, has hit the ground running. Stroud now holds the record for most pass attempts without an interception by a rookie in their first 3 games. That is a heck of a start for a young rookie coming into the NFL. 121 pass attempts without an interception. That blows past the previous record holder, Warren Moon of the Houston Oilers, who set the record all the way back in 1984 with 103 such pass attempts. He's currently 4th in passing yards, behind only Cousins, Tua, and Herbert. He's got more passing touchdowns than Dak and Trevor Lawrence, and he's got a higher passer rating through 3 weeks than Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. He's doing this with a relatively lackluster running game and a receiving core that's not exactly elite. I am so happy for this kid. You'll remember leading up to the draft, this guy's name was being dragged through the mud. Test scores this, test scores that, and clearly that is all out the window now. Because through the first 3 games, he's making a strong case that he should have gone first overall over Bryce Young. And the Texans just knocked off the Jags in Jacksonville. You'll remember that I did pick the Jaguars to win that game, but I mentioned that, hey, the Jags are stumbling and the Texans may be on the upswing. I got a lot of faith in this Texans team. And then next up, haha, Cowboys, you lost to the Cardinals. You guys have been so worried about that green bird in your own division that you forgot about this little red one that sent your sorry butt back to Dallas with a fat L. I am so happy for this Cardinals team. I'll admit, heading into this week, I had absolutely zero faith, but this team got it done. They played well on offense, they played well on defense, and they just took down a team that is in a lot of people's top 5, maybe top 3. And they did it with Josh Dobbs. This guy's been on the team for like a month. This team has been competitive every single week, and their losses have been 1-score losses. And this is all being done without Kyler Murray. When he comes back, there is no convincing me that this team cannot compete in the NFC. I mean, with him in there, we very well could be 3-0. And we've got 2 first-round picks next year. Oh my God, I am so here for this team. Bird gang! And finally, to wrap up this video, I want to give a huge shout out to my uncle who allowed me to tag along to the Seahawks-Panthers game this Sunday. If you've been following my channel, you'll know that I grew up here in the greater Seattle area and grew up rooting for the Hawks. And even though I now root for the Cardinals, go ahead and check out my other video for a whole story on that, I still have a soft spot for the Seattle Seahawks. And this game in particular was so cool to go to. This game was used as the celebration for the 10-year anniversary of the Seahawks Super Bowl win back in the 2013-2014 season. Super Bowl MVP Malcolm Smith was there to raise the 12th man flag. KJ Wright spoke during a ceremony at halftime, and a bunch of the guys from that Super Bowl team like Doug Baldwin were there. I was hit with just so much nostalgia, and it was an awesome time. The Hawks won, and it was just a great time seeing a live game at Lumen Field. And y'all, they are not kidding when they say it is loud in that place. Like, I'm not kidding. You always hear about how loud it is, but truly nothing prepares you for just the wall of sound and your ears ringing by the time the game is over. I'll always have a little bit of love for the Seahawks, even though I now root for a rival team. So I just want to give a huge shout out one more time to my uncle for letting me tag along for that game. That was an awesome time. Well, that is going to do it for me. Go ahead and head down to the comments of this video and let me know what your biggest takeaway from week 3 was. Be sure to like this video and subscribe because I got more content coming all season long. My name is Andrew. This is Water Cooler Quarterback, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.